Hey everyone, welcome back to another devlog for my indie game Dead Standing, a top-down survival zombie exploration game with tower defense elements. I started off this week doing a bit more work on the zombie animations. I wanted to finish what I started the week before, which was the crawling animations for the different zombies. One animation I still need to do is them attacking when they're crawling, because currently there's only the attack animation for when they're standing. As I've said in previous devlogs, I would really like to have more death animations for them. But I've spent a little more than 2 weeks reworking the zombies and doing their animations, so I thought I'd switch it up a bit this week. A while back I created a list of tasks I wanted to add to the game over the course of a few months, and I'm happy to report that I've been checking off the tasks one by one on that list. The overall goal of the list, or the completion of the list, should be a version of the game that's close to playtesting. But I know myself well enough with game development that once I finish that list, there'll likely be some new tasks to complete before I can put out the demo. So with this playtest demo in mind, and the list of tasks at hand, I decided that it would be in the best interest of the game to work on the map/the game world. This way I can build the basic areas that implement game mechanics and composes the game loop. I feel that I'm at a point in development that I've worked on enough individual components that I would like to see them come together as a composition. By working on the game world, I can establish set goals for many of these game components and a boundary for the scope of the project. An example of this would be the survivor NPCs. In the grand scheme of the game, I would like the player to be able to save and rescue 20 plus survivors, and that a portion of these survivors would unlock different buildings in town and add new mechanics to the horde fighting aspect of the game. The player could lose some of these survivors to zombies in exploration or horde fights, and would warrant finding more survivors than fewer of them. I think it would be interesting as well if there was a possibility in being unsuccessful in saving the survivors in the first place. So by creating a demo portion of the project in a select area of the map, I'm establishing a set parameter for how many survivors the player will be able to find/save. So instead of spending the time now creating 20 survivors, I could make 5 or so to be able to test the game. So this example of survivor NPCs is applicable to a lot of the individual parts of the game, from the zombies to the buildings and so on and so forth. Essentially what I'm getting at is that I could make something like 25% of the scope of the game and put it together cohesively as the demo. If the demo is successful, then I could always add more survivors, more zombies, more buildings, more world to explore, and more game. So without further ado, this is the rough map I've put together so far. So everything that is clear is what I intend to finish for the demo. The grid breaks up the different rooms that I need to create. So for example, the town that you may be seeing in previous videos would be one room. I added some labels that are more conceptual than fixed, but yeah. So altogether, I'm hoping to have 8 rooms completed. So I'll walk you through a bit of my thought process for the different rooms. This is the place where the story will begin, and the player will start out as a kind of tutorial area. Next is the town, which you've likely seen, where you'll be able to buy and sell items, rebuild it, and bring back survivors. Below the town is what I like to call the battlefield room. That's the place where you'll defend the town's bridge from the zombie hordes. The rest of the rooms after that are for the players to explore. Find buildings, survivors, loot, etc. So I'll jump into the game now and show you where I'm at with the world building so far. This is where you start off as the player in the town area. So a lot of you have seen this in some of the previous devlogs. I can kind of quickly walk around a little bit and show you a bit of it in this video, for those of you who maybe haven't seen so much of it. I have this police station here and some other buildings up here, the church and the graveyard. So if you haven't seen very much of this town, then go ahead and check out some of my other videos. So now this is the battlefield room. This is where you kind of fight the hordes of zombies that want to come into the town. But once again, a lot of you have also probably seen this room plenty of times in some of my other videos. So now this is a completely new room, and is the room below the battlefield on the little mini-map. So this is a whole new room that I've made this week. So in this room, it looks similar to the battlefield room. It has a bit of a forest and things like that. In here, you're able to find some random wandering zombies. They're not attracted to the bridge at all. They just spawn in at random. And up here, I have a new gas station. So now this room connects to the broadcast station room that I was working on a couple of weeks ago. So I've kind of started adding some more details to this room, like the grass, but there's still a lot to do. And it needs all the trees and rocks and nature aspects. But yeah, and here is the little broadcast station. So yeah, that's pretty well as far as I've gotten this week, creating that last room. Starting to work on this room, so I got a couple of more rooms to go, obviously. The pixel art takes quite a bit of time. I'm thinking about just working on the map and bringing you guys back in a couple of weeks when I've finished quite a bit of the map. So I guess let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked it. If you have any comments or suggestions, let me know down below. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.